Hey Will, here's a quick overview video of the phone number situation, and I'll try to make this as quick as possible. It is kind of confusing the way that it's set up, and then on Teams end, and then the way that we set it up is just as confusing. So this right here is the list of phone numbers that we have that you can see some of these numbers aren't even assigned to anyone, and the way these numbers work is each of these numbers are assigned to an actual person. So the 0058 number, wherever that's at, it is assigned to the OneMotion customer service account. So the only way to receive a call that comes into that number is to actually be logged into that account. And you can't even be logged into your browser. You actually have to be logged into an app, whether that's on your phone or whether that's the desktop app. You actually have to be logged into that account to receive the call. If you want to do any type of call tree or IVR system, then and this is where it starts to get confusing, is you have to set up first you have to set up what's called a resource account. So these are the resource accounts that we currently have, and whenever you set up a resource account, Teams gives you another number that you then can go into either auto attendance, which is IVR, or call queues, which I can explain in a moment. And this right here is where essentially you set up your call flows. So what would happen is someone would dial this number. This right here should have been the OneMotion number. I'm not sure why the other number was given out or what have you, but this right here should have been the OneMotion number. And because when you call this number, you do get a menu. However, the way it's set up and the call flow is that if you press 1, it's still taking you right back to that 058 number. Or 2 takes you to another support line number that, again, no one's logging into, so those calls aren't being received by anybody. So either way, it's a broken system the way that it's running right now. And even the action pack line, the action pack number is actually assigned in here. I believe it's this one right here. So if I click edit, you can see that it's assigned to another account that, to my knowledge, nobody's actually logging into. So the customer service. So unless someone's actually logging into this customer service account, the calls that are coming in to the number that's on the websites is going nowhere. So the solutions would be we can either figure out how to get these moved over to the resource accounts. That's what I've been trying to figure out. Or 2, is we can port these out, and I have a call tracking software that I've used for some time that we can use. It's much more inexpensive than the Teams setup, and obviously the downside is that it's whenever someone calls, it's not going to be integrated into Teams. The positive is that the calls will know they'll be going somewhere, and we can route them to someone's cell phone is how that would work. Because to my knowledge, this is not actually connected to an actual phone system. So from what I've read online, you still have to, in order to integrate this into a landline, you have to actually have a landline service, and then Teams has a hardware that you can then install at the office. So, and I can show you the article that led me to believe that. So that is that. Here very quickly is I pulled the call tracking report just to show that, I mean, it's as you would expect. It's pretty bad as far as calls not being answered. The only calls that anything's actually happening on are the ones in yellow. The ones in red, I highlighted these red just because these are the number on the websites. The ones in white that don't have any fill, these are still less than, you can see a lot of these are 0 seconds. They're not being answered. So the only ones that are actually doing anything are the calls that are highlighted yellow. So you can see it's not ideal. So anyway, I'll wrap this up. Give me a call whenever you can, and we can talk about how to move forward.